So right now, these values are static. They're staying the same over time. But I want to implement the velocity and get this kind of changing over time, and also per point as well. This is going to be the same for the same value applied to everything. So we need to try and access here the velocity. Okay, and if we take a look at, first of all, if I just jump into this split, so I'm selecting the geometry there, I'm on frame 17 just to take a look at the range here. Got -15. I'm just looking at the velocity in y. Sorry, -4, -5, 4, 3, 2, 1 there. So I just want to see the range that we're getting. So I'm going to go back to my scene view, jump in here, and then grab a fit range, which I believed we used in week 1. We definitely either we did a fit in vex or in here in a VOP, I'm not sure. But the idea is we take a value in, okay, and we take a min, a max of what's coming in. That's what I was looking at there. So we had a minimum of roughly -4, okay, and the max we'll do at 0 is what's coming in for the velocity in y. We connect that up, and then we can remap those values. We can fit those values to whatever we want, 0 to 1. You know, we can drop it down, 0.5, I don't know. Okay, so this is going to be how much I'm deforming the geometry. So this value is very important. And we're going to be playing between these two things. So we got the color coming from this. Okay, I'm going to drop the color out here as well, actually. So there we go. Oh, I've got this connected to the wrong point there. We need the Y component. So we're going to have the color using this, and then we're also going to drop, I'm just going to copy this one. We'll do it the same, doesn't matter. And I'm going to use something called a bind. Oops. Bind export. So here, if I want to write to the position, velocity, force, color, or normal, I can do that here. If there is another attribute which is not here, or I want to create my own attribute, I use this bind. Use a bind to import and to export an attribute. So I'm going to call this. It's going to be a float. We're going to call it high underscore value. Okay, we can use that, keep that at default. So if we go back out now, and if I highlight this, and we go to our geometry spreadsheet, we should see on the point high value, there it is. Okay, which is, well, in this case, it's the same as the color, but we could have two different values there. Okay. Depends on our setup, basically what looks good. So if we come here, I want to access, right now I'm just transferring the color across, but to get access to that high value here specifically in the distance threshold, we need to write an expression in this space. Okay, so I'm going to drop the blend width down to 0.5, drop that down. Okay, and I'm going to write an expression to go and look up that value from here, from this attribute VOP. Right? So it's on the point, so we're doing it's a point. The name of the function is point. And to call the function, we open and close brackets, so that we're writing a function, but we need to drop in the arguments in here. So the arguments, we need the location of the node. So we do .. to leave this node, and then we're going to type the name of this node to go inside, and that's called attribute VOP1. There it is. We can just drop it in like that. Okay, and then we need a 0 here, and then the name of the attribute, it was, let me just double check, importance get right, high value. I'll just Control C on that. Back here, Control V for high value, and then got the name of that, and then a 0 at the end. So there we go, that should work fine for us. So that we're accessing this value. Okay, so when I make changes here, you should see, yeah, you can see that having an effect there. Cool, I'm gonna leave it at, let's see, maybe 2.5. Drop it down a bit. 0.25, yeah. You can see that already. Something which could be a problem, but it's not in our case. So we're passing the color information from the surface of the geometry. So remember, you know, we're just looking at the surface, the points are on the surface. There's nothing on the inside. This is hollow geometry. So if we drop this even more, it'll be even more obvious, and highlight that, you can see what's happening there. This part in the middle is too far away from the actual points of the geometry. However, in our case, it doesn't matter because the geometry will cover this, right? So when this is deformed, it's kind of going the wrong way there, but it doesn't matter. We'll fix that in a bit. When we have this weird kind of lump in the middle, it will be inside the blueberries in this case. Maybe we'll drop this down here to 0.1. There we go. Right, so the hole is inside, so you won't see it, so it doesn't matter. Let's see. Cool. Yeah, we'll drop that down maybe to blend width to 0.5. Something a bit smoother. There we go. Don't want that hard kind of shelf parts there. Okay.